Joe Biden has been warned he would be missing out if he snubbed a post-Brexit trade deal with the UK after Liz Truss insisted it is not the be-all and end-all if the US does not sign up to a wide-ranging agreement with Britain. Newly appointed Foreign Secretary Ms. Truss pointed to the Pacific Trade Bloc, Israel, India and the Gulf states as possible targets where the UK can sign trade deals. Joe Biden was elected as president less than a year ago, but that has subsequently delayed the prospect of a post-Brexit transatlantic agreement, with Ms. Truss refusing to guarantee there would be one in place by the end of the decade. She told a fringe event at the Conservative Party conference in Manchester, "I don't agree with you that that's the be-all and end-all of trade. My message to the Americans is we're ready when you are ready, but there's a whole world out there. There are lots of fast-growing parts of the world who want to do business with Britain and there's a full pipeline of trade deals we are negotiating." The comments from the Foreign Secretary about the immediate prospect of a trade deal has won praise among Express.co.uk readers. Reacting to our initial story, Brexit Victory wrote, "Sorry Biden, you had your chance, now you are at the back of the queue." Express.co.uk reader Prickly said, "To be honest I think she's right. The US is a spent force and we should be looking elsewhere for trade deals." Random Guy commented, "Forget America. It has fallen down deep into the neoliberal rabbit hole." Captain Sensible 10 simply said, "Perfectly put, Liz." Elsewhere, Ms. Truss insisted there is a foreign policy requirement for the UK, US and allies to trade with developing countries to prevent them being drawn into the orbit of authoritarian regimes. China has used its Belt and Road Initiative to forge economic links with countries across the developing world, financing infrastructure projects to help increase its influence. Ms. Truss told the Telegraph's Choppers Politics podcast event, "What I think is really important, this goes to broader foreign policy, is that we, the Americans, the Australians, our friends and allies, are reaching out to developing countries to trade with them. Because if we are not reaching out to them, who is? Well, the answer is it's authoritarian regimes who don't have the best interests at heart, who don't believe in freedom and democracy like we do." The Foreign Secretary warned China has to play by the rules on the international stage. She explained, "My view is the way we challenge authoritarian regimes across the world is we do it through strength. This is why infrastructure agreements with developing countries are so important, so they are not drawn into the orbit of authoritarian regimes." Ms. Truss added, "It's why trade agreements are so important, because we want our trade to be with like-minded partners." Of course we have to trade with China, it's an important trading partner, but it has to be reliable trade and there can't be intellectual property violation, there can't be forced technology transfer. Commenting on Brexit Britain's wider aims in the future, the Foreign Secretary said, "My vision is to strengthen our economic and security ties in order to build a network of liberty around the world." We will have a positive, proactive and patriotic foreign policy that expands trade routes, strengthens security partnerships, and supports development around the world. We want to trade with and invest in more countries to our mutual benefit, which leads to freer and wealthier societies aligned to the cause of liberty, spreading the human rights and values we believe in. We must win this battle for economic influence, and this starts with forging closer ties with our friends and allies.